ICC prosecutors presented more evidence and identified additional alleged co-perpetrators in the case against former President Duterte. Now, for the latest developments, One News anchor Angela Lagunzan Castro is reporting live from The Hague in the Netherlands. Angel, ano yung updates natin on the last confirmation hearing? Nakamute ka.
There you go. Hi, Diego and Risa. The second confirmation of charges of former President Rodrigo Duterte at the International Criminal Court in The Hague, Netherlands, yesterday has wrapped up, and it highlighted Duterte list, or the so-called death list, as what the prosecution would describe it. It refers to alleged list of people suspected of involvement in illegal drugs who were said to be targets during the anti-drug campaign. So pinakita dito sa ng prosecution yung iba't ibang mga video presentation na ang naglalaman mismo ay si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Itong death list na sinatawag nila ay nagpakita din ng video na inilalaman si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte parading this photo gallery ng mga high-value targets na sinasabi nila. And according daw sa witness ng prosecution, if I'm not mistaken, siguro mga 6 na witness yung sinabi ng prosecution. Pero of course, it's not allowed to identify them. It's not allowed to name them during that hearing. Pero may mga nabanggit silang mga witnesses. And according to them, regarding this list, once you're on the list, it's talagang automatic mamamatay ka. At pinakita rin doon sa video na yon, Diego and Riza, yung ibang mga video ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte stating like kapag nanlaban, and I quote, kapag nanlaban, barilin mo. Kapag hindi nanlaban, barilin mo na rin para matapos. So these are some of the videos that they showed during the hearing. So the prosecutors pointed to this list to support their claim that the killings were not random but organized. The names on the list were used in operations that led to killings. And of course, meanwhile naman doon sa submission, during the submission on the merits of the common legal representatives for the family or for the victims, nakita natin sa loob ng, not me, pero according sa sources natin, doon sa loob ng gallery ng court kung saan nakikinig ang mga media at ang ilang mga bisita doon, ay medyo parang naging teary-eyed sila habang pinepresenta ng victims legal counsel yung iba't ibang mga biktima nitong drug war, si Kian De Los Santos and other pa, kasi syempre ibang mga pamilya nila rin nakasama doon. So parang how they were found, how they were killed. So parang na-teary-eyed nga itong mga ilang miyembro ng pamilya na merong na biktima nga ng EJK. Pero they have to control their emotions because Diego and Risa, in the courtroom, in the media gallery, in the whole ICC office, the whole building is very strict. In the media gallery, bawal kang matulog, lalapitan ka ng police doon o ng guard rather, kapag nakita kang natutulog. Tapos bawal ka talaga. You are not allowed to show any emotions inside that room. So we felt that talaga nahirapan yung mga victims noon. The atmosphere was gloomy. Nahirapan sila na i-control yung kanilang emotion, but they had to. So yun yung mga ilang mga nangyari yesterday sa confirmation of hearing. Day 2 yun, So for others na nagtatanong bakit puro prosecution at biktima yung narinig natin, it's because ang ICC po ay nagtakda ng mga schedule para sa iba't ibang panig. So this time around, tomorrow rather, February 26, ay ito naman ang pagkakataon ng legal team ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na on of the case. Diego and Risa.
Ano reaction ng victims, family of the victims with certain statements nilabas ni Attorney Kaufman na there is no direct command responsibility kay Pangulong Duterte because there is no document, there is no official video or verbal confirmation that he said to kill these people. It's merely meant to instill fear on a certain level. At the very least daw, ang pwede daw sisihin yung mga policemen and captains ng mga death squad na mali ang interpretation nila sa utos ng isang former president or mayor?
Well, of course, the family of the victims were disappointed, especially kapag pinopoint ng defense na itong mga sinabi ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na kill them, pag naglaban, patayin mo, etc. Or sasabihin ng defense na hyperbole or it's just a joke, no? Sabi ng isang nakausap ko na nanay ng victim, sabi niya sad sila, they are hurt, no, by that statement because the life of their family is not a joke, no. So yun ang sinasabi nila. So sa panig nila, masaya sila doon sa naging presentasyon ng prosecution, no, ng merits ng kaso. Pero nung opening statements nga ng defense, syempre hindi nila nagustuhan yun. It's a given naman din, of course, ano. So yun yung mga kanilang naging reaction.
So Angela, if tama, tomorrow the defense will present their case. Yan ang mangyayari bukas. Okay, so ang babantayan natin dito is because like what Diego has mentioned is baka malayo yung narrative, di ba? They're trying to make it seem that what former President Duterte has mentioned previously, especially, in his speeches, were just, parang parang biro lang ito. At yun ang iniiwasan ng prosecution na dun nga mapunta yung usapan with the defense trying to say na ito lang talaga yung personality ni former president. Well,
prosecution had their schedule already. They presented their evidence, the merits on the case, as well as the victims through their legal counsel. Yesterday nga, no, pinakita ng legal counsel yung iba't ibang paraan na paano nakita yung mga victims, paano sila pinatay. So parang ang nag-deja vu if ever, no, tayo dun yesterday. Dahil these are not new for us anymore because nabalita na natin to years ago at pinakita lang ito muli yesterday. So parang nag-flashback na lahat yung mga nakikita natin sa news report yesterday. But of course, no, for the prosecution team, this confirmation of charges is actually a step toward or forward toward rather accountability. But for the defense, it's their time to shine. Kumbaga, sabi nila, no, it's their opportunity to defend former President Rodrigo Duterte and to make sure that all the statements, all the evidence of the prosecution ay pahinain nila yung foundation no to make sure na itong si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ay walang kinalaman doon sa pinupukol sa kanya ng mga kaso. So yan ang aantabayanan natin tomorrow tomorrow kasi ngayon February 25 is a rest day for the ICC court.
Diyan ngayon, madami nagpupuntirya because of the evidence na nilalabas ng prosecutions, merely media clippings, media videos, saan daw yung documents, corroborative evidence, and statements. Pero ang explanation kasi dito is, para malinaw sa taong bayan, this is just the confirmation of charges hearing.
Yes.
Sa trial proper lang ilalabas yung mga supporting evidence sa pinakita nilang initial evidence. Tama?
That's right, because I already asked that to Attorney Conti yesterday, kumbaga parang how admissible, if ever, assuming we're going to full trial, how admissible itong mga videos na ipinresenta ng prosecution. And she said, kapag nasa full trial ka na, ay of course may an authentication pa yan. It is admissible, pero on this stage, na confirmation of charges pa lang tayo, wala pa tayo sa actual na trial, hindi pa naman natin, ang goal dito is ipakita na may sufficient evidence, no? May bigat yung ebidensya to proceed to the full trial. So yung pagpapakita ng mga videos na yon, hindi naman sinasabing guilty na siya kaagad or etc. But no, may merit. Kumbaga mabigat yung kaso, meron tayong pag-uusapan. That's why we need to go to full trial. Yun yung sinabi sa atin ni Attorney Cristina Conti.
And tomorrow, Angela, what are we expecting to see?
Well, more is the presentation or the submission on the merits by the defense. This is going to be headed by the legal team of former President Rodrigo Duterte, Attorney Nicholas Kaufman. So we were able to talk to him yesterday, na-ambush interview natin siya kasi papasok siya sa ICC court, sa ICC entrance doon. And we asked him also kung kamusta si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, kung na-monitor ba niya itong naging presentation ng confirmation of charges niya. According to Attorney Kaufman, hindi naman daw nag-monitor itong si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, pero he updated him, kumbaga. So he knows what happened yesterday. He is updated with the things that transpired in that courtroom. So ang naging reaction daw ng Pangulo, he's happy doon sa naging opening statement ng kanyang legal counsel na si Attorney Nicholas Kaufman.
No, pero just to be clear, di ba, ang stance pa rin ng former president, he doesn't recognize the court at all. So parang
Yes.
ang initial statement niya nung una, weeks ago, hindi ka pa nakaalis, wala akong pakialam dyan.
Yes, that's true. No? Hindi na nag-elaborate masyado si Attorney Kaufman, pero sinasabi lang niya kasi ang inano kaagad sa amin ni Attorney Kaufman, there's a client, a lawyer privilege, sabi niya. Pero what I can tell you is that he is happy. But I also asked Attorney Kaufman doon sa ibang mga, kasi I talked to Attorney Nery Colmenares and I asked him about doon nga sa pag-involve ni Kaufman kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos doon sa kanyang opening statements, saying na ang administrasyon niya or ang opisina niya or mismo si Bongbong Marcos ang gumagastos o nagfa-fund dito sa ICC case na ito. Ang sinabi ni Nery Colmenares ay sabi niya ganun, irrelevant naman yan Sabi niya ganun masaya ako na ganun lang ka-weak yung kanilang mga presentation kasi irrelevant naman yan sa kaso, because what we're asking right now is, 'di ba, sinong pumatay at paano pinatay at sino ang mastermind, 'di ba? So I don't think there's a relevance, sabi niya doon there's relevance in that case. So when I asked that to Attorney Kaufman, sabi niya he reiterated that there's a relevance. Sabi niya it's not irrelevant na dahil we have substantive evidence, hindi lang daw niya maipakita, of course, ma-divulge sa atin sa public, but that would really point out na connected nga daw itong si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos dito sa ICC case.
Angela, you mentioned the courtroom is very strict, di ba? The behavior, there's got to be certain level of, calmness that you have to display, and of course, you respect. But outside, how are things like? May mga supporters ba si former President Duterte dyan? Or yung mga pamilya din, itong mga victims na nandyan? Describe to us the feel outside naman the courtroom.
Well, on the second day, papunta kami doon, walang demonstration, unlike ng first day ng bisperas at first day ng confirmation of charges. May mga protesters, may mga activities sila dyan sa gilid ng ICC, pero nung papasok kami for the start of the second day of the confirmation of charges, wala talagang tao. But after nung charges, meron ng unting-unting dumadating na mga pro-Duterte doon sa side. Hindi sila masyado pumapasok doon sa may malapit sa ICC. Doon na lang sila sa gilid. Doon sila nagva-vlog, doon sila nag-uusap, nagtitipon-tipon in support nga daw for President Rodrigo Duterte. And otherwise, ang atmosphere dyan, Risa, kaming mga media, kasi sobrang strict ng ICC, we have a badge, hindi ko na nadala dito, meron kaming badge that we can go in and out, of that building. Pero pag pumunta kami ng gallery to listen to the what's happening in the court, wala kami ibang dadalhin kundi pen and paper. Bawal yung iba. Tapos, if we want to work on our script, whatever, we have to go to the media gallery. We can do our stand-upper there. Pero if we want to interview, we have to go out as well as the interviewee. So, kunyari, di ba, pag nakikita nyo sa mga reports ko, kasama ko si Attorney Nery Colmenares, si Attorney Cristina Conti, si Attorney Sal Panelo, and etc. Lumalabas pa kami para magkwentuhan or mapag-usapan yung mga nangyayari sa loob. Kasi yun nga, as well as the other media. So talagang hatakan ng guest, abangan kung doon lang kami pwede mag-interview. Wala masyado yung mga demonstration nung second day.
Alright, thank you, One News anchor Angela Lagonzad Castro reporting.
Wait.
Oh, go.
Oh, wait lang. Kasi 'di ba yesterday nag-release din recently yesterday ng statement si former President Rodrigo Duterte asking the pre-trial chamber to waive his right again to attend the review of the detention. This is another request na aantayin natin ulit yung another ruling for this ng pre-trial chamber kasi po pwedeng hindi po pwede silang humindi, po pwede silang pumayag kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Kapag humindi sila, there's a chance that we could see him on Friday.
Review ng detention, what do you mean?
The waiver.
Okay.
The waiver.
The waiver that the defense has passed, correct?
No. Okay, so on February 27, aside from the closing statements of defense, prosecution, and the victims through their legal counsel, there will be an hour allotted for the review of the detention center.
In facility, physical facility.
Yes.
Okay.
Under the rules of ICC, this is a procedural issue. Kailangan nilang i-review, 'di ba? Kung sino man yung nandoon, yung responder or yung accused, this is to justify kung bakit siya nandoon. So, yun yung kanilang parang pinaka rules na every X number of days nire-review nila na dapat ba siyang nandito? 'Di ba? Ano pa meron bang dapat mag-request ng kanyang release under certain conditions? So, it's basically justifying the custody nila doon sa respondent rather or the accused.
Issues.
Technicality issues yan. So pero kailangan kasi nandoon siya. So ngayon, yesterday, nag-release si President through his legal counsel, si former President Rodrigo Duterte, waiving his right again to attend that process. But this is a separate request, meaning the judges we will wait for another ruling from the pre-trial chamber. So, there is a possibility na pumayag sila na wag na lang. Sabi nga ni Attorney Cristina Conti kasi last day na lang naman 'di ba? Sabi niya gano'n, baka pumayag sila na doon sa request nung isa. But if not, pag di sila pumayag, there's a possibility that we could see former President Rodrigo Duterte attending that process. But we will see, hindi pa natin alam. And sabi nga ni Attorney Cristina Conti, sa Thursday, tomorrow, yung submission ng merits ng defense, mas maganda sana nga daw nandoon si President Rodrigo Duterte. Pero syempre, hindi natin siya maasahan doon because he's already waived his right to attend that confirmation of charges.
Right. But Angela, when do we expect the decision, the ruling on this waiver?
Well, I think anytime soon because Friday na yan eh. So they need to tell us na kung papayagan ba nila i-waive ni former president yung right niya for this detention review or not. So anytime soon we will wait for that ruling from the judges of pre-trial chamber.
Right. Well, we'll stay in touch for that development. But for now, thank you, One News anchor Angela Lagonzat Castro, reporting live from The Hague.